pretty much it. Do you have any questions when it comes to the system?
Good morning, friends, families, and viewers. There's a few changes going on around here today. We have a guy coming over that's I'll introduce you to. He's gonna do some installation of some stuff, and we'll talk about that when he gets here. But I just want to let you know that look forward to a few changes happening around here, which we're kind of excited about. Okay, we have some people coming in. Hello there.
Hey there. Hi. I'm Nick, and this is Darius.
Hi there. And you guys are from?
From Web City.
And you're doing?
We're installing a water treatment system for you today.
Okay. So you guys just tell us what you do. We'll be over poking your heads over your shoulder once in a while to record what you're doing, and so we can show everybody. Also, your bosses are all aware that you're being recorded, and they are very excited about this because they said they don't have anybody who's ever put them on videos for it. So.
Well, that's awesome.
All right.
Look forward to it.
All right. So these guys are going to get started, and I'll just record some parts of it. Okay. I was just told they come with their truck fully loaded to do everything they need to do in one day. So yes. They're going to be here, and he's getting the stuff out, the water filters and stuff. And I guess you guys have the air filters too.
Yes, sir.
So they got the air filters they give us, and it's a hot day today, so yeah, it's going to be a scorcher working day.
You want these ones set up right now? If you want them set up right now, I
you can take them in the house and just set them down. We'll take care of them later.
Okay. Because if you want them hooked up, I could plug them in so we can start getting that fresh air. We try and save these for last just because they're pretty fast.
Well, you can take them in, or take them up so you don't have to keep them working around them. But anyway, so we get the system, water system for more. They automatically gave us 2 air fresheners or air purifiers. What they are, no filters. It just sterilizes the air, and cleans the air. So we'll keep. Okay, they're putting in a reverse osmosis for drinking water, and it's going to go down there, and so then there'll be a spigot up on top. Susan's on her way home from the doctor. She's going to put away all these dishes and stuff, so it'll be out of their way. But that's one thing they're doing here. All right, this is our bladder tank here, and this is where they're going to install it right there. And then they're going to go out through that wall there and have the recharging water that discharge out there in the yard. It's only like 15 to 20 gallons, he said, when it recharges, but that's where it's going to go. All right, go ahead and go.
All right, so this right here is the RO. This is your pre-filter membrane, or post-filter membrane pre-filter. So essentially all you need to know about is these 3 are your filters. This is the Big Boss filter. This is going to filter out most of what's the bad chemicals. So these right here, you only need to replace once a year. These right here, only every 3 to 5 years, so they last pretty long. Essentially, your water is going to come out the cold, in through this machine, and it's going to filter out and come out this faucet that we put up there.
Up on top. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sure, people will be interested.
One thing I can't explain to you right now before I get started, this is going to be a leak detector right here. I'm only going to mention this because I see you've had some water damage and whatnot previously.
Well, we had sink drainage thing, yeah.
If P-trap leaks or anything like this will pick up that moisture from that as well, not just our own system. So this leak detector gets put right here, so when the water comes in, it'll go in the leak detector and into our system. So if there's a leak or anything, it'll pick up all that moisture. And there's a sponge in here that sits about that big. And if it detects any moisture, it'll puff up, this will push up, and it'll open up and it'll stop the flow of water. So if there's a leak, it won't just continuously drain underneath your sink.
That's a cool idea. Cool. Thank you. And what are you doing, Nick?
I am preparing your microbiological filter. This is the last filter that goes through. I'm sorry, it's not the last filter. It's the last filter that gets mounted to the wall, and then you have a post filter that kind of polishes it off. The microbiological, what it's designed to do is if there's any contaminants that the reverse osmosis didn't catch, this will catch the rest of it. Any kind of coliform or anything like that that's in the water, it will get caught into this filter and get filtered out. So just kind of a fail safe to make sure that, you know, you're 100% secure in your water.
Okay. Well, I'll let you guys get back to work.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
All right, now.
So right now we already got all of your filters pre-flushed. There's always a little bit of residual, especially with the carbon and the microbiological. So what we do is we pre-fill it with some tap water and just kind of let it flush out into the sink. That way we can get all that out. And now I'm just hooking everything up, and we're going to run your system through and check for leaks and everything, make sure everything's hooked up properly. And then from there we'll kind of just go over filter life and everything like that, and be good to go out here.
Okay. You heard it from the technician himself. Okay, Nick, updates on what we've done.
Alrighty, so we got your faucet placed, and your tank has been filled.
There's
The
a
last
faucet there.
Yes,
The tank
sir.
down there.
Last thing we got to do is just make our connection from the filters to the faucet, and then we're going to let that water run until it's completely empty.
Okay.
And then in about 35-40 minutes after that, it's going to completely fill up again, and you should be good to go after that.
Okay. So there's the update on the drinking water at the sink. Now, you still got the installation outside.
If you want, I could set them up. It's pretty much you just plug them in. So if you'd like, I could go ahead and place them in the room. Typically, we just set one of them up and explain it to you and walk you through it.
That's fine. We're going to set one up right here.
So right here, it's just one cord that plugs into the back of the machine. As far as maintenance goes, it's very easy. It's pretty much a set and forget sort of thing. So right here, in order to open it up and to change the filter out, you're going to pull the little tab on the bottom and it'll come up like that. Pull this pin up. These air filters right here are very easy to maintain. Don't ever spray them with chemicals or wash them off. They have carbon inside the filter, and if you get them wet or whatnot, it will ruin the carbon. The maintenance on the filter, you're just going to take your vacuum with the hose attachment, and you're just going to take off all that dust and debris off of it.
Okay.
There's that. There is little arrows on there that will point to you the direction of the airflow. It's always going to go into the machine. And then as far as putting this back on, there's two tabs on the top. Set them on there, and then it's just magnets shut like that.
Okay. We need to set that one over here. And there's a plug back over there also.
Right. This is going to be your owner-operator manual and all that. So go ahead and look
What's the
over that if
what's the
you
life
can.
expectancy of these?
If I remember correctly, the filters you have to change once a year, right? The machine itself, I'm not 100% sure, but we've serviced quite a few customers that have had a lot of the older models, and we still offer the filters for those.
Okay.
So I know they've got a pretty good life expectancy. The machines itself, they do.
Okay.
Those filters every year, and it's the same thing along the lines with the RO filters and whatnot. We will call you and we'll let you know, hey, it's about that time of year to come out and service those filters. And we'll get a hold of you and let you know exactly what's going on. As far as your salt and everything, it'll all get taken care of all at once. If you do need extra salt or anything like that, then you can go ahead and call us, or any extra filters if you feel like you're going through them really fast. Some people, especially living out in the country and whatnot, you end up picking a lot of that dirt and stuff up. So.
Okay.
And then as far as the refiner goes, and same thing with the RO, we're going to leave you the little instruction pamphlets, and those will tell you anything you need to know from installing it again on your own to just general maintenance and care, what to look out for.
Okay. All right. You want to talk about what this is?
Alright, so you have a different couple concentrates. You have glass cleaners, hand soaps, bar soaps as well. We give you these bottles, kitchen sprayers for bathroom and whatnot, foaming cleansers. So essentially, probably be a little easier to read on these. So in order to get your your reward points for the soap and whatnot, you're going to go to www.gohealthy360.com, and you're going to go in there, and your login information is going to be...
Stop!
So if he's a primary on the account, you're going to use his email and then his last 4 in order to log in.
Okay.
And they should send you an email with all that information as well.
Okay.
If you have any problems with that, or you don't get the points or whatnot, go ahead and talk to the sales rep, and they'll get that taken care of right away. So essentially, and I might miss a part, Nick might have to chime in, but most soaps, they are going to be 80% water and only 20% concentrate. These ones are a lot higher on the concentrated side.
Really?
So, and on the back right here, you have uses, automatic dish soap for all dishwashers, proper use, dispense into dishwasher soap compartment, and it'll actually tell you how to dilute it properly as well.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, there's a link as well as a phone number for that company in specific if you want to grill them about it. And then if you want, you can also call us, of course.
Okay, and then this is all the other containers.
Yes, ma'am. These are all the other bottles. You got more soap dispensers, shampoo bottle it looks like, and some more sprayers. So.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Hey,
Oh, of
stop
course.
that.
She didn't like it or something, huh?
I know.
Are you all
You
cleaned
just
up?
started barking
Yeah,
at
it's
it.
probably-
Okay, so what is this soap? These soap things? These are taking place of other soaps.
They work better with the water softener, and they replace like the Gain that I use for washing clothes. They're gonna. He said that just curious, the dishwasher. You guys have pods and stuff for the dishwasher, or this company does, or do you know that?
So normally we just hand out the soap boxes, and the soap boxes we just open them up and
Sure.
whatnot. You're actually the first person to bring up the pods itself. I'm sure if you called them and asked about them, they had them. I'm not sure if that's a part of the soap package that's offered with the installation.
But
I
after
could
the
actually,
fact, I could probably get.
yeah. Oh
okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I could actually talk to Nick and see if that's something. we don't have them on us.
No.
most
I was
definitely,
just
but,
curious. No, it's fine. I can work with what we got.
Okay,
I just remember him talking about pods. I did use pods.
Yeah.
Laundry wise, I've gone back to liquid, but I do use them in the dishwasher. But
Yep.
I'm good with liquid too.
That's fine.
It's fine.
I was gonna say if anything, we could add it into the notes and make sure somebody sees it
Yeah,
for sure.
That's
so.
fine.
Um,
But anyway, it replaces what we use in the home. Like I don't have to buy bar soap anymore. It's dishwasher soap. It's hand soap. It's
And
laundry
this,
soap.
we don't pay for this for the next
No,
5 years.
for the
This is
next
something
5 years.
they give you from get the water softener machine. This is
part of the program.
part of the program with the air fresheners. They're also no charge at those.
Right.
So they're like gifts or bonuses or however you want to look at it. So this is they calculated out that we spend about $70 a month on soaps and bottled water and everything. Now we don't have to have bottled water anymore because we can use the bottles over, but we don't have to have bottled water anymore because we've got the water softener and the water reverse osmosis.
right.
So the long run, this will be better because
They're still here, so you have to walk.
the water softener, it will take out all the calcium, and we are extremely high in calcium here. We're at 17, number 17, but they said the hardness, and the guy who was here that they tested it said the highest he's ever seen was 13. So this will save us on maintenance and wear and tear on spigots and faucets and the hot water heater and everything.
Toilet functions.
Yeah, toilet, everything, all the things that works with water, because we have to fix the toilet, once a month to pull out pieces of calcium that get stuck in the toilet. This is Ian.
So this is the A.O. Smith. This is your refiner. What this does is this has glass beads inside of it. The glass beads are negatively charged, and all the bad stuff that you wouldn't want in your water, magnesium, iron, things like that, are going to be positively charged. And the glass beads just act like magnets, so the water flows through, and all the bad stuff gets caught in those like magnets. And the saltwater tank on the brine side is actually meant to wash out those magnets, those glass beads. That way it can keep running and keep more efficient. That way you don't have to.
And that tank, he's moving that tank. I offered him my dolly, but he didn't want to use this. He's got another 20 feet to go, and he'll have it in there. So thank you very much for the info. Okay, there's the salt container, and they hid the other tank right back in there, and it has power to it, so it has a probably timer on it or something like that. reader and stuff. There is a system is installed, and they've got our plumbing now. Comes in, goes on up this way. It goes to that filter there, then it goes to salt with the water softener right over there, and then back down and back into the other pipe. And that's the drain tube for when it, so when it charges, the discharge goes out there on the outside of the ground. Anyways, that. We'll let them come in here and tell us what more we got to do.
Alrighty, so this is your brine tank. You open it up, we put 4 bags of salt in your system. This is about how much salt you want to keep in at all times. You really don't want to exceed that because you can get what's called bridging. That's just where the salt starts to harden. And it looks like the tank is completely full, but in reality it's completely hollow in the bottom.
Right.
So I would say once a month, just come out and check it. When you go to check your salt level, if you got a rubber mallet, maybe just tap the sides and make sure it collapses. Because a lot of times with it being outside and the humidity, it will bridge.
Okay.
Right now, it's going through its fast rinse and backwash stage. Once it's done with this, it'll be completely softened on the cold side. Give it about 3 or 4 days on the hot side to completely flush out of your water heater and fill back up with soft water. Over here is your sediment filter. We put in it's a 30 micron pleated sediment filter, kind of like a pool filter almost. It's just going to take any large debris that gets sucked up into the water, especially if you have a shallow well. A lot of times it will pull debris into the lines, and this is just going to protect your system and make it last that much longer. That filter you're probably going to want to change out every quarter. But if you want, you can just give us a call and we'll come out and change that filter for you. If you do want to change it yourself, there's 2 isolation valves on it. You just shut those valves off, and there's a little red button on the back. That's a bleeder valve. You just push on that, and it's going to push all the water out and depressurize it. These filters are hand tight. All you got to do is unscrew it with your hand, and then you just tighten it right back up with your hand. Back here is your bypass valve. If you have any issues, if you see any moisture besides condensation, if you see something dripping from the head itself, back here, these 2 red valves, those are going to shut off the system. All you're going to want to do is make those arrows face each other. Okay. That'll put the system in bypass.
And when it's in bypass, it means I have no water.
No water that is treated. You'll still have water to your home. It just won't be treated water. Now, if you do see leaking around here, you can either shut it off at that ball valve right there, or you can shut it off at the sediment filter housing. Okay. Either one will shut your water off completely. Okay. And before I go, I'm going to get this zip tied up. That way there's no tension on that or anything as well. Because we don't want it, after a while, that line will start to soften. And if you don't have it, zip tied or secured or anything, it'll start to kink. And then you'll notice a bunch of water building up inside your brine tank.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions when it comes to the system?
No, pretty much self-explanatory.
All right.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm going to send a link to this video to your bosses and stuff so they have it, so they can look at it.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys coming out here. I'm surprised that you were able to do it as easily as you did. And thank God you didn't have to go underneath the house and hook it to the drain.
Absolutely. So yeah, I love this setup. Easier. Absolutely.
So, and we thank your right-hand man here also.
Oh, yeah. There he is. He did a great job.
Yep.
I tried to.
Running his butt off of it. He did a good job. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.